Enjoy. Don't forget to vote and comment question of the day. How often do you wear high heels? How long? I just told you 5 minutes. I replied, carefully coating my lashes with mascara. You said that 5 minutes ago. He complained again from the bedroom in our villa. Well, add another 10 minutes to that then. I muttered, looking into the mirror in the dressing room. We're getting late, Millie. You were the one who insisted I take a nap. Yeah, 4 fucking hours ago. I didn't think you'd sleep for that long. That's your fault then, isn't it? I scoffed, adding my lip gloss as the finishing touch. I heard him grumbling to himself in the bedroom while I spritzed on some perfume. I headed to the bedroom where Costa was sat at the edge of the bed, texting away. I leaned against the doorway of the dressing room, slipping my Jimmy Choo heels on. Is my dress okay? My question had Costa looking up from his phone. He drank in my floor-length champagne gown, his green eyes widening at my arrival. His lips parted, but no words came out and he visibly swallowed. Is it that bad? Is it bad? Shall I change? Do you think it's too much? No. He quickly shook his head, slowly rising to his feet. You look. He stammered, searching for the right words. Then he cleared his throat, once again scanning my dress. You look beautiful, Millie. A slow smile stretched across my lips at the raw honesty in his voice. Are you ready? He took a step towards the door, incidentally putting some distance between us. Just let me get my things. I quickly went back into the dressing room, hearing him groan out loud. Once I got all my tissues, I forced Costa to fill his own suit pockets with my supplies too. Tissues, throat lozenges, Advil, hand sanitizer, and a Ziploc bag. He stupidly refused, which added another 3 minutes to our lateness. Eventually, he gave in and we headed to the hotel lobby where the cars were already waiting. It wasn't a long drive to the hotel where Costa's business acquaintance was hosting this charity fundraiser. I know you already know the rules, but just remember you don't talk to anyone who doesn't speak to you first. Costa spoke as we walked. If you know I already know idiota, then why would you? And for a couple hours, just pretend we're a couple who are happy and in love. He cut me off, sending me a pointed look as we headed into the ballroom. You want me to lie? I gasped, placing a hand over my heart, then I slid my hand into his palm. Sure. He didn't acknowledge my remark, instead choosing to squeeze my hand in his. We walked further into the ballroom and I quickly began to realize how underdressed I truly was. Damn. I muttered, eyeing the huge diamond necklace resting on some woman's chest. She could land a plane on that thing. For once, simplicity and elegance just didn't cut it. My champagne silk gown looked like a bathrobe compared to her lavish, frilly dress, glittering with diamonds. What? Costa frowned, following my gaze, then he immediately shook his head in distaste. No, no, it's tacky, he muttered, now studying the rest of the room again. You look the best here. He thinks I look the best. I didn't know how to respond, but I guess the warm feeling that swelled in my chest said it all. It also told me I was about to sneeze. I quickly let go of his hand, struggling to unclip my beautiful Dior clutch bag. I just about managed to get a tissue out before I sneezed in the middle of the ballroom. Costa barely even noticed while he was busy scanning the room. Do you think people are grossed out by my cold? I sniffled into my tissue. No, but I just sneezed. So what if they think I'm contagious? I whispered more aggressively than intended. No one cares about your cold. But my sentence was cut off by another sneeze which had Costa chuckling next to me. He patted my back in a weak show of support. You're a bitch, I muttered, sniffling into my tissue. Admit it, Millie, you like me. He flashed me a dazzling smile which had my heart fluttering involuntarily. Like you. I scoffed mid-sniffle. What makes you think I like you? I can just tell you don't want to admit it to yourself, but you do. He grinned, just give me my bag. I muttered, ignoring his ridiculous remarks. You're so fucking weird. He sighed, reaching into his suit pocket to retrieve the little Ziploc bag I gave him. He wasn't happy that I made him carry it for me. It's better than mixing used tissues with clean tissues. I put my used tissue in the bag and then gave it back to him. Why can't you keep it in your bag? Have you seen the size of it? I held up my Dior clutch for emphasis. Plus, it's full of clean tissues. For once, I didn't bring anything else but tissues. Not even my makeup. I needed all the tissues I could get. All my pockets are also full of your fucking tissues. You can never have too many. I shrugged, giving him a smile. He only rolled his eyes, pocketing my Ziploc bag. Then he went back to analyzing the rest of the guests again. Only a few minutes after we arrived, the fundraiser began. We had to take our seats at a table to listen to program of speeches. Are you going to donate? I whispered, nudging Costa with my elbow. We were sitting with a few other couples at a round table, none of whom we knew. I don't want to, but I have to, he muttered, leaning back in his seat. Why to both of those things? I don't like giving to other charities, only our own. I don't trust them. But Omar will be checking to see if I donated, and I need him to sign the fucking contract. He rolled his eyes, clearly becoming impatient while sitting through the event. He definitely had more important things to be doing than sitting through a presentation. You have your own charity. The utter shock on my face had my husband smiling. Yeah, but you're so generous, heroic, handsome, sexy. He cut in, his smile easily morphing into a teasing smirk. Dickish. I snapped, still whispering since the event was going on. He didn't deny it, releasing a quiet laugh with a nod. Sigh. But La Famiglia have given back to people in Sicily for a long time. It's just not something we're known for. The story is that we terrorize local people, but that's not always true, only if they're on our bad side. How does it work? Our goal is to recruit as many people as possible into La Famiglia. You can never have too many foot soldiers. But you can't do that if you're known as the bad guys, so we make sure to take care of local people. We donate to hospitals and schools and orphanages in Sicily, that kind of thing. It was a smart tactic for sure, and a proven one. The carrot and the stick. I'm not sure how much of it was done out of genuine kindness and generosity, but regardless, they still gave back. You don't get to be the strongest organization by terrorizing people into submission. I thought out loud, earning a nod from Costa. Exactly. Who runs it? I thought it was a good question considering I'd only ever met aggressive criminals in the Sicilian Mafia who could never run a charity. But Costa tensed up when I asked him. He took a moment, staring straight ahead at the stage where someone was busy trying to convince all these rich people to part with their money. My mother used to run it. He swallowed, refusing to meet my gaze. Now Nadia does. Is that a thing? The wife of the Don runs it? Sort of. His eyes met mine and he knew exactly what I was thinking. Only if you want to. It's weird to even think about him one day eventually taking over the entire Sicilian mafia from his father, let alone my role in all of that. We'll see. I brushed it off, turning my attention back to the fundraiser going on. We had time to think about that anyway. We sat through the rest of the event, the starter and the main course before people got up to start mingling again. Let's go, I haven't finished. I replied, I don't care, he's over there, let's go. Acosta began to stand up, looking at me expectantly, but I want to finish my chicken. I pouted my lips, taking another bite of my food. You're so fucking slow, Millie. Other people have already finished. Acosta sighed, getting comfortable on his chair again. He knew we weren't getting up anytime soon. They're not sick like me. I have to take it slow or I'll throw up all over you, and then he definitely won't sign any contracts with you. I grinned, funny. He muttered, annoyance lighting up in his eyes. We sat for another few minutes while Costa waited surprisingly patiently for me to eat. He didn't push me again or even comment when we became the last ones sitting down. "It's okay, let's go." I took my last bite, pushing my seat back. Finish chewing and drink some water first. He handed me my glass, grabbing my hand to stop me getting up. "Aw, do you care about me, idiota?" I smirked, taking the glass from him. "I don't need you to embarrass me when you start choking." He snapped, standing to his feet. He held out a hand for me, helping me up from my chair. "Would you leave me if I started choking?" I questioned him as we headed over to the center of the ballroom where Omar was standing with a woman and his son. Probably. Cagna. "Bitch," I muttered, earning a throaty chuckle from my husband. He slipped an arm around my waist just as we reached the host of the evening, Omar Rashid. "Ah, Costa, you finally made it. I was wondering if the dessert would come out before you ever got up." The older man joked, his eyes crinkling at the sides when he smiled. So I guess people really did notice I was the last person to finish eating. Acosta only smiled at the joke, choosing to introduce me instead. "Omar, this is my wife, Millie. It's nice to meet you." I gave him a smile which he returned kindly. "You too. I'd like you to meet my son Khalid and my wife Sarah." "You're not Italian?" His wife Sarah looked between Costa and I curiously. "No, I'm Greek," I answered with a polite smile. "You're Nicholas Darmos's daughter." Khalid questioned, his eyes lingering on Costa's arm around my waist. "Yes." I stepped a little closer to Costa under his intense stare. "Ah, that's right. I heard about the marriage alliance between the Sicilians and the Greeks." Omar nodded. "How has that been?" "The alliance?" Costa asked. "No, your marriage," Omar clarified with a smile. "I can't imagine it's easy marrying a stranger for business." And the short pause that followed was because neither Costa or I knew how to respond to that. Costa said this guy wanted to see how he behaved around his family before he signed the deal. Now he's calling us out by addressing the most chaotic part of our relationship, the beginning. Well, we actually met first before the alliance was formed. I found myself speaking when Costa still remained quiet. It was just a coincidence when we met in New York. We didn't know who each other was at the time." "Oh," Sarah smiled. "How did you meet?" "On a sidewalk in Manhattan. She was being a difficult drunk while I was late for a meeting." Costa added with a ghost of a smirk. "That's not what happened." I nudged him with my elbow, keeping my eyes on the three people across from us. No, it was my birthday and he was being impatient." I clarified, causing Omar and his wife to smile in amusement. "Sure, it was." I turned to narrow my eyes at my husband, who was now smiling at me. "Okay," he shrugged casually. "Costa." I wasn't playing around and my tone made that clear. He's not changing the events now. "Millie." He flashed me a teasing smile. He was doing it on purpose. He knew the truth. He knew he was the one who caused our friction the day we met, but he was pretending. What a lying little so, "Millie, what do you do?" Omar's wife jumped in to save Costa from my wrath, her amused gaze looking between Costa and I. "He got lucky. I run my own publishing company in New York." I smiled, going along with her change in topic. "Oh, wow." Her eyes widened in surprise, glancing over at Costa for a fraction of a second. "How does that work? Balancing work and your responsibilities, I mean." "She means my responsibilities to the world's most sexist crime organization." "We're still working that out. I either work remotely or from the office whenever we're in New York." I chose not to mention my future plans of spending 3 weeks of the month in New York. No one outside of our closest people needed to know about that. Well, it's impressive. I hope you managed to keep it going. She smiled. It's good to see a woman in this industry have her own goals in life. The smile I gave in return was wiped away when her son decided to speak up. It's definitely good for a wife to have her own hobbies. Right, Costa? College shifted his attention towards Costa, the two of them having some kind of stare down. Hobbies. Millie's bitchy tone would usually make me smile, but not now. Because I knew exactly what was coming, and the only way I could stop it in time was with my gun. But killing Omar Rashid's son right in front of him wasn't an option, unfortunately. I think we're done. The fucker cut me off to continue speaking directly to my wife. I mean, when your husband is busy. Take the other night, for instance, he spent hours with us at the bar. Khalid, my warning tone did nothing but have everyone spare me a short glance. We worked him so hard he needed to work off the tension with one of our dancers. He laughed, taking a sip of his drink. Son of a bitch. I saw it coming from a mile away, but the rage I felt towards him surprised me. It only got worse when I saw Millie's face fall as realization dawned on her. Costa. Omar quickly launched into a discussion about the fundraising event with me, while his wife stepped aside with Millie. They understood exactly what their son had just done, so they split the group up before anything further could be said.